Hello! I'm going to talk about the Chinese New Year. Just kind of bear with me. It's going to be a lengthy video, okay? Because a lot happened. And I'm just going to start with the first day. February 9th, I believe, was the Chinese New Year. That's exciting. So that was the day that... Oh, this whole time I went with my friend Jenny, who was at Swasu last year doing foreign exchange, and now I'm at her school in Taiwan. So that's awfully fun, and so I got to spend the Chinese New Year with her and her family. And on New Year's Eve, the 9th, she came and her mom and her dad and her came and picked me up here at Team UE, and we drove to Kaohsiung, which is the island's kind of shaped like this, right? I guess you can't see that very well. It's shaped like this. Taipei, Kaohsiung, way down here. So that's what we did basically the first day. Drove all the way to Kaohsiung, which was cool. Her parents were lots of fun. I slept a lot of the drive, and we stopped and saw jellyfish at this one place. And then when we got there, I met her aunt and her uncle, and had on the first day, on the New Year's Eve, you get together as a family and have this kind of feast on New Year's Eve with food. And I had all sorts of traditional food, and there's this a fancy kind of food. It's like fish egg. It's like a fish egg cake, and it was pretty good. And you take this long vegetable, and you cook it, and you eat it all at once, and it's supposed to be for good health or something. Anyway, that was fun. After we ate, I learned how to play mahjong, which is a really cool game, and the version that comes on computers and everything that you play, it's the tile matching game. This is not mahjong at all. It's actually, there's a lot of strategy in it, and it's really cool. And I got to show off Erhu a little bit. I'm not any good at it, but I did get to play some. And anyway, back to mahjong. I won my first game, so that was really exciting. It was kind of given to me because everyone was helping me an awful lot, and I didn't know how to read the characters because it had the Chinese numbers in Chinese. It was like yi, san, so on and so forth, and I didn't know those at that time. I knew yi, and san because those are easy, but like I didn't know that one from Joe, but I do now. I learned how to read all the numbers. That was fun. And so that was pretty much the first night. There was food and mahjong and erhu, and I met her aunt, and everyone was speaking Taiwanese instead of Chinese. I had no clue what was going on. The next day was the actual New Year's. We went to, where did we go? Oh, we went and saw Jenny's grandparents. They're kind of close to Kaohsiung, I guess. Yeah, they are. It was about a half-hour drive, I suppose. And her grandfather lives on this kind of farm area, and he has a small banana orchard and a whole bunch of other fruit trees, and I got to explore. So that was really cool. See banana trees, and there were fresh bananas. I'm not a fan of bananas. I really don't like bananas, but I did eat a banana, and it wasn't as bad as bananas in America, so that's good. What else happened? We had another feast. There's a lot of feasts involved. We had another feast, and then after we ate there, we went to this huge, beautiful temple. Giant temple, and it was beautiful. It was brand new, too. It opened just a few months before, and prayed to the first emperor. Well, there were two temples, actually. There was a huge, beautiful temple, and then a small temple. The small temple was for... who's that for? The first emperor of the Song dynasty. That's what I was told. So I guess he's the first emperor of all emperors, I suppose. So prayed to him, and prayed to one of his generals, and the general's horse. So yeah. And then we went to the big temple, and it's like for Buddha and everything, or all the Buddhas, because there's a whole bunch of them apparently. And it was all the Buddhas, and there was one for the Buddhas, and there was one for all the gods, and there was one for... oh, I can't remember what the third one was, but there were 3 altars. And beautiful inside, beautiful. All sorts of really cool things. There were dragons and stuff. It was really pretty. The floor was amazing, and there's this thing in the middle. I don't know, I've got pictures. So yeah, and then there was another feast, so I ate lots of food, and after that, I actually got to be a firework technician. I pushed buttons and made explosions happen. So that was really cool, because it was like a big fireworks show with big real fireworks, and they were all wired into this little box, and it was pretty big actually, and it was all wired in, and I pushed buttons and it launched the fireworks. So that was really cool and lots of fun, I guess. Really interesting. The third day, what did I do the third day? Oh, okay. The third day of the new year, we went to Kaohsiung is on the ocean, as are most places in Taiwan, because it's a small island surrounded by ocean. There aren't very many places that aren't far from the ocean. But there's this harbor in Kaohsiung, and we went there, and you can take a ferry to like this other smaller island, and there's a beach with black sand, and I didn't have any beach clothes or anything, so I just got to like stand in the sand and stuff. It was really cool though, and I drew math in the sand, because that's what I do. I'm a nerd. Anyway, and there's like this giant market and everything with food and souvenirs and stuff like that, and so that was really cool. Wandered around there with Jenny's aunt, mother, father, and her cousin. It was a fun tour of the island. What happened? Oh, and then we got off the island, and around Kaohsiung there was this, or the part of Kaohsiung we were in, there was this like bus tour, and the bus took us to various places, and one of the places it took us was the old British consular office, I think. Am I making that up? I'm not sure. I think that was it. But it was built a long time ago, and it's up on this cliff, and it looks down to the ocean to the west, and so you see the sunset. And it's really cool, amazing view. And you can see the second tallest building in Taiwan there, called Kaohsiung 85, because it's in Kaohsiung and it has 85 floors, as opposed to Taipei 101, which is in Taipei and has 101 floors. Smart thinking. I love the logic. It's so simple. It's not like, what's it called in Dubai? I don't know. It's easy to remember here. So saw that. Beautiful, beautiful, and there's a university just like right next to it, and if you can go to that university, that's like, and it's a good university, I can't remember what it's called, but it has that view right there, and you're just walking around campus, and every night you can see the sunset on the ocean, so that's really amazing. What else happened? Oh, after that we went to Aihe, is that it? Aihe? Yeah, Love River, and you can take this tour on this boat, and it takes you, and there are lights everywhere, and it's beautiful, and you see, and we were there at night, and there were beautiful lights. There's no such thing as an ugly bridge in Taiwan. They're all beautiful and amazing. It's incredible. They don't just spend money on, oh, here's a bridge. They spend money on, oh, here's a piece of artwork that gets you across a river or a canyon or something. It's really cool. Beautiful bridges everywhere, but all these bridges had really cool lights and stuff like that, and we were on a boat and going down this river, and it was really cool. And I can understand why it's called Love River, because it seems like a rather romantic place to take someone. So that was fun. And then we got back and played mahjong again, and at this point I had gotten so good apparently that I won $60, which is Taiwan dollars, which is actually around $2 American. But yeah, I won that at mahjong, which I'd only been playing 3 days. I was impressed. Anyway, day 4. I have it all written down here, so I'm just gonna follow along my little outline. Oh, day 4 was really cool. Kaohsiung isn't on the southernmost point of the island. There's stuff even further south, and one city that's further south is called Pingdong. I think that's how you say it. And there they have the National Aquarium, I guess. And I went there and saw all sorts of cool things. I saw a whale shark, and it was huge, like bigger than that, by a lot, actually. And then a beluga whale. In Chinese, it literally translates to little white whale. Isn't that so cute? 小白鲸. That's so cute. Little white whale, because that's what it is. It's a little white whale. And yeah, where am I? Yeah. Okay. And then all sorts of beautiful fish and whale shark, little white whale. Oh, a nautilus. You know those little shells? They're in a shell and they have like tentacles and they're like millions of years old, I guess. At least the species is. Saw those, so that was really cool. And like a horseshoe crab, and it was just a really cool aquarium. I mean, the aquarium in Oklahoma is really cool, but it's not near as big or have as many fish as this one did. So that was cool. And there's this tunnel, a giant tunnel. It's not a shark tunnel like the one in Oklahoma, but you can fish all around. And oh, there's a tunnel through the beluga whale aquarium, so you see them. And the belugas would, one of them would go up, get some air, and then swim to the very bottom and blow a bubble, and then follow it up, and then he would chomp it and spit it out. So it would be like bubble foam. It was so cool. I loved them. And that was about all. That was about it on day 4. Had some nioro mian, which is beef noodles. That was really good. Day 5, we actually left her aunt's house. Day 4 was our last day at her aunt's house, and day 5 we went to Lugu, which I guess translates to Deer Valley or something like that. And it grows a lot of tea, so that was cool. I didn't actually see any tea farms, but I did drink some really expensive tea. There was this I don't know, they sell for several $100s for 600 grams, a jing. That's what it's called, jing, which is 600 grams. At several $100s for 600 grams of tea, and one was this. There was this black tea that yeah, it was just called the black tea of some sort. I can't remember exactly what it was called, but it tasted like cinnamon and woody and delicious. It was really good. And then oh, I guess I should tell you, we went to this bed and breakfast area, and it was run by a family that has a tea farm, and they grow their own tea, and all the tea we drank was grown on their farm. And so that was really cool. We got there, we drank some tea, and then we got to like tour the town that it was in. It's in this quaint little town in the middle of the mountains, and we walked all around, and there's this area where they take bamboo and they burn it, but they don't really burn it, and they turn it into carbon, like, you know, carbon filter carbon. And you just have like a bamboo stick of carbon, and you can use it to freshen your closet or drinking water or stuff like that. And then we walked around, and this is like early spring on the island. It's like spring all year round. It's really cool. And so there were like all these cherry trees, and they were just starting to bloom, and it was beautiful. It was really cool. I think right now it's a bit late to catch all the cherry blossoms, I think. I don't know. But I saw some, and it was really cool. I can only imagine like a whole orchard full of cherry trees and the blossoms. That'd be very beautiful. Anyway, explored the town, and then we went back, ate dinner, and then had this this other type of tea called lao cha, or old tea. That's what it translates to, old tea. And it's 28 years old. The one I had was 28 years old. And so it sells for an awful lot of money. I can't remember how much. And it was really good. Really deep flavor. But yeah, that was cool. Went to bed. Woke up the next morning. We only spent one night at the bed and breakfast, but woke up the next morning, got packed and left, and we went to Shito, which is this kind of nature park thing, I guess, like a reserve. I don't know. But it's like this area, and you go and you hike. There's it's just paved roads that you follow, but it goes through the forest, and it's beautiful. And there's this part you can go to. You walk up, and there's a skywalk, and you go to it, and then it just kind of, the mountain goes down, but then it keeps going out, and you're looking down several hundred feet. Is it several hundred? Yeah, probably. I don't know. At least 100 feet. And there are people below you, and you can like see out because you're poking out the side of a mountain, and it's really cool. And then, oh, beautiful, beautiful vegetation. There was this area that, it's just, because ferns just grow here in Taiwan. They just grow because it's moist, and it's not too hot, and it's not too cold, and it must be just right for ferns. But they had this area, and it was landscaped with all these ferns, and it looked like Jurassic Park. And that's what they were going for, I think, because there were like volcanoes and dinosaurs and stuff like that, or piles of rocks that looked like volcanoes. And it was really cool, because I felt like I was 300 million years ago or something, with all these ferns. And it was really pretty, and you'd never see something like that in Oklahoma. It's just too dry. Nothing grows in Oklahoma, really. It's true. Ferns, dinosaurs. Oh! We went and saw this ginseng orchard, or plantation, I suppose, but it was at the end of winter, and they hadn't started. They didn't have leaves yet, so it was just a bunch of bare trees. But that's okay, because I got to see a bunch of ginseng trees. And while we were at that particular part of Shito, I was attacked viciously by this plant. Oh, it looked so fluffy and enticing, and I just went up to touch the leaves, and it attacked me, and it stung, and it really hurt. And it's called what's it called? Yao Ren Mao, which translates to Yao is bite, Ren is people or human or man, but it's genderless, so it's just like people, and or person. And Mao is cat, so it's like people biting cat, or roughly. And in English it's called a stinging nettle. And it feels like a million wasp stings. And I grabbed it with these 3 fingers. And it just, the entire time, it felt like a million wasp stings. And it hurt really bad, and then it tingled for several days after. But it eventually went away, and it's fine now. It was like a month ago, or 2, month and a half, I don't know. But, it just caught me off guard, because it looked so fluffy and enticing, and then, no, it's a vicious little plant. And, what else was there? Yep. Oh, this entire time, her dad has a camera, and he's taking pictures of me doing all sorts of silly things. Because that's what I do silly things, and then he was taking pictures of me. There's this giant tree. That's what it was called, the giant tree. And, I don't know what it was called in Chinese. I guess just Da Shu. I think that's it. I don't know. Which is big tree. But yeah, it was a really, really, really pretty place, and I wish Oklahoma had places like this, but it doesn't, because nothing grows in Oklahoma. After that, we went to Hsinchu. Is that it? Yeah, I think so. Hsinchu, which is actually fairly close to Taipei, but not really, so we're just slowly working our way north. It's like Kaohsiung, Taipei, Kaohsiung. Actually, Pingdong was south in Kaohsiung, and then we're moving up Lugu and Shito, and then keep going up, and we get to, what did I say, Hsinchu, and then back at Taipei. That's pretty much how the trip went. But in Hsinchu, we met Jenny's other uncle, her father's brother-in-law, and his family and everything, and I got to meet a lot of people, and her uncle's actually really cool. We had conversations about all sorts of things, because he'd ask questions, and then I'd explain and stuff like that, so that was really cool. He asked about like American culture and stuff like that. But the most exciting thing about that was she has this a cousin, I guess, and his name is Eason, and he's 7 years old, and he loves America. And I was the first American he had ever met, and he was adorable. Oh, I loved it. He came up to me and he goes, "I am Eason Young." Oh, he would show me all of his, all the Chinese that he knew, or not Chinese, but all the English that he knew, and he thought I could speak Chinese, so he would, like, speak to me in Chinese, and I'd just be like, yeah, and then someone would tell me what he said in English. But it was just adorable. The first night, he was kind of afraid of me, because he's shy. Which is understandable. But he gave me, what did he give me? Where's it at? He gave me this. It's a little coin, and it has a duck on it. See, isn't that cute? He gave me that the first night I saw him. And I've still got it, and it's adorable. And he has a younger brother named Eddie, and Eddie is 4, I think. Yeah, he's 4. but Eddie was more afraid than Eason was. Eason eventually warmed up to me. The next day, actually, we went on a walk through this nature park, I guess. It's in the middle of Shito, and we talked about stuff. He would tell me as much English as he knew, and then we went to, it was kind of a cold, windy day, but we went to the beach that is the strait between Taiwan and China. Apparently I was told, at least, on really, really clear days, you can see China from Taiwan. So that's, or at least an island in between. I don't know. Something like that. I'm not entirely sure, because it looks pretty far. Anyway, we went there, and he held my hand, and it was just so adorable. I want a little boy. I want a little kid. I want to be a daddy. You know, the usual. So we did that, and by the end of the stay there, right before we left, he would get something like a pen, and he'd go "B" and like tell me in Chinese, and then I would tell him in English, and I'd be like "pen," and he'd look at it and go "pen." It was so cute, and then had cool food and feasts and everything, and then we headed back to Taipei, and that was basically my New Year adventures in a nutshell. It consisted of all sorts of fun things. I'm sure I've left out plenty because it was lots of adventures, and I'm trying to keep this short-ish. It's already 21 minutes, 21 and a half, and but I know it's a long video, but that's okay, because now you know what happened in my New Year, and now I can talk about other things. So yeah, have fun!